Bichara Supply Chain, highlighting and showcasing solutions for the most complex challenges facing the industry in 21st century by our team of subject matter experts and mentors. Broadcasting every week, all year round, we will present the most up-to-date series of podcasts and webinars.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Bichara Supply Chain. This is Nur Hadi, your host, and today we have a very special guest, Dwiwahyu Haryo Suryo, Executive Vice President and Chief Supply Chain Officer at the PTI, Paragon Technology and Innovation. Okay, so thank you for joining us, Haryo. I'm really excited to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Cak Nur Hadi. Can I call you Cak Nur Hadi?
That's fine, not a problem.
Right. So yeah, really honored to contribute to Bichara Supply Chain. Actually, I'd like to congratulate you, and the team of Bichara Supply Chain for successfully setting up the first supply chain platform in Indonesia, but has been successfully reaching out many supply chain experts and also supply chain leaders around the world, to share insight, stories, learning for everyone. So really well done. And again, I'm very humbled to be part of the community and to contribute by sharing my experiences. Hopefully useful for everyone.
Sure. All right. Okay, so in today's episode, we're going to talk about the growing leadership skills in supply chains. But before we get started, Haryo, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. All right. So my name is Dwiwahyu Haryo Suryo. I'm called by my middle name Haryo because easier to pronounce. I'm a chemical engineer by training, and I did process and design engineering for a while after my graduation from ITB. Before I got attracted to cross-category R&D profession with Unilever's, who made me experience in most of their portfolio, which is foods, home, and personal care, as their R&D directors with working experiences across many category innovation centers, both regional in Thailand and global in the United States. And also very proud with 3 Unilever global patents in skincare, packaging, and formulations. So after about 12 years in R&D, I then decided to try many supply chain leadership roles as still within Unilever as their manufacturing directors in Indonesia, and then regional category operations director, and my last posting as a regional planning excellence director. Yeah, so for Unilever operating companies in Indonesia and also for the region outside Europe and Americas, which is at that time called Asia, Africa, Middle East, Russia, and Turkey, in the Unilever Supply Chain Regional Office in Singapore. So totally I spent 19 memorable years with Unilever's. So after almost 5 years being away from Indonesia, I decided to take up opportunity to move back to Indonesia with Danone, who offered me to serve as their Vice President of Supply Chain for Danone Waters Indonesia, where I was working there for 3 years before joining Paragon Technology and Innovation as their VP Supply Chain, and then now currently as their Executive Vice President and Chief Supply Chain Officer from early 2018 until now. So that's pretty much brief my career movement.
Awesome. Okay, so to start off the discussion, what has the hardest thing been for you, and what do you like about your role as a Chief Supply Chain Officer at the PTI?
Okay, let me start with the thing I like about PTI is that all the people there, we call it the Paragonians.
Right.
Actually, those who basically share the same values, the vision, and hence, even though we do have debates, but we always strive to search for the best resolution, keep on improving or making continuous improvement, and be the best we can be. So it is challenging indeed, but I have no doubt I never have any doubt about the teamwork and commitment of Paragonians to make things happen. And most importantly, we keep the fun in doing it. Yeah. In my role today, I've been given a big opportunity to lead and develop young Paragonians' talents to continue to deliver benefits to Paragonian and the larger society, and hence to be able to further grow the business and be sustainable in our journey. Having said that, if there is the hardest part or the challenging part, I would say all around managing our business during COVID-19 pandemic, with all the uncertainties, change customer behavior, customer and channel, demand changes, suddenly demand changes, with also anticipation of our government policy intervention, which is pretty much critical actually, with the closing down of the malls, store, and we call it this day PPKM, or limited people movement.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there are also many issues with global supply and global freights. And then how to manage commodity price hike, Indonesian rupiah depreciation to add more complication to it, and so on and so forth. So actually, just like everyone else in the field of supply chain these days, very challenging to ensure we are ready to embrace opportunities while managing the risks at the same time. So for example, how can we ensure material and supply availability amid erratic demand changes while keeping healthy inventories, healthy cash flow, stay cost competitive, as well as be able to delight our customer and consumer every day.
What does a leader and leadership mean to you, Pak Haryo?
Well, this is a very good question, Chanur. So I believe everyone must aspire to be a leader. At least be a leader for themselves, for their family and kids. And further, if you have, you actually have option to consciously choose to expand more, to lead a larger team, society, and so on. Really depend on your personal purpose in life, or the bigger organization purpose that you personally believe in. The larger your aspiration, the more you need to build your leadership skills to gain trust to the people around you, enabling your purpose to live. For me personally, being a good leader and mastering leadership skills to deliver bigger purpose is part of my legacy, and being a Muslim, amal ibadah in life. So that would be my brief response.
Yeah. Let's jump to another question, Pak Haryo. How does leadership add value to supply chains?
Well, supply chain, I think you would agree with me that supply chain is not about simply managing numbers and formulas, but actually about helping the business to maximize their opportunity and minimize risk at the same time, and therefore bring business sustainability. There are lots of business decisions where supply chain people would add big value, from careful planning to ensure product availability amid uncertain demand pattern during the pandemic, for example, allowing the company to always be able to delight customer and consumer every day. Also, a lot of impacts of our future generation will actually be depending on supply chain people leadership and influence to, for example, only choose eco-friendly materials, responsible sourcing, technology choices, and even daily operational practices like saving water, energy, reduce waste. And these days, actually very valid, is all about securing employment and many more. So which often got neglected without strong leadership commitment from supply chain people. So actually, I would say, like a movie director, supply chain is normally seen as the people behind the screen. However, supply chain people who understand big picture, interdependency, preparedness, and ability to envision implication across value chains and use his or her leadership commitment to influence will certainly add big value to the business, making a better world, and of course be responsible for the future generations.
Haryo, how to grow as a leader in the space of supply chains. Could you please share some success story with us?
I believe success is always the team result, commitment, and most importantly, also the support from the founder. We've been quite successful in managing supply chain during the pandemic, basically with 3 focus pillars. Number 1, ensuring safety and health of Paragonian and supply partners. This is where supply chain people demonstrate our commitment to carefully analyze and improving our supporting facilities, working procedures, and engage people behavior to implement health protocol consistently, not just during the work, but also after working hours, where we are socializing with our family and friends. Big thanks to support from the founders that in early days of the pandemic, they even asked me to only focus to these health protocol aspects, making concern around supply and sales as secondary, as more important to assure that all Paragonians and also supply partners to be really ready to ensure no severe cases and supply disruption later on. Also very key to understand that managing the pandemic is our social responsibility where everyone has to participate, and we've been surviving the pandemic so far with the same objectives. The second pillar is about shorter cycle management to secure cash costs and customer service. One key learning due to rapid changes in the market, shifting consumer and customer behavior, is how to be more agile and responsive with our supply chain. Early in the pandemic, changing our monthly cycle review process to weekly, review our production plan twice a week, were proven to be successful to help us maximizing market opportunities while minimizing our risk through excessive inventory and hence securing our cash costs and customer service. Alignment with our supply partners, making us able to have our overall cost per pieces down to 2019 level, despite the lower volume that we experiencing these days, devaluing rupiah with also leaner inventory at the same time. The third pillar, I call it rebound like a pro. The pandemic also provides opportunity to accelerate improvement in our operation loopholes and opportunity to revisit our investment strategy in the area of automation and digital, and so also very important on people capability to ensure that we will be able to come back stronger when the market is reopening with whatever the new normal will be.
Okay, Haryo, I actually still have a couple of questions for you, but so we are running out of time. So once again, thank you so much for your time today. I really enjoyed today's conversation and look forward to speaking with you at another time.
At Bichara Supply Chain, we are committed to driving global perspective to embrace technological adaptation in improving process efficiencies. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Bichara Supply Chain. And stay tuned for the latest updates. To learn more, visit our website www.bicharasupplychain.com. Thank you for listening to us. We look forward to seeing you at our next episode.